We'll begin by doing a lying down practice. And as always, if your body doesn't like lying down or, you know, whatever, just listen to your body. You can lean back, you can rest your head back. I'm just going to do some embodiment, arriving, nervous system opening. So if you can find your way to your lying down or rested back. And I'll give you the option to lie on your tummy if that's good for you, or your side, or your back. Okay. So letting yourself feel the contact with the weight of your body and the ground. Feeling the backs of your legs, the backs of your feet, your hips, your back. I invite you to bring some slow movement in. If your Kundalini moves you anyway, then that's fine too. Just like slow undulatory, like moving of the fingers, the heels, the hips, the back, just like micro movements. Feel the fluid in your body, that we're mostly fluid. And we're asking the fluid to become conscious where it can. And if you're working with any pain in the body, I encourage you to do some pushing and pulling, either with your heels, like pressing your heels a little, or pressing your hips, pressing your hands, or pulling on something like the couch or the carpet, just like soft, gentle, like the baby would orient itself. You can have a gentle rocking. Anything that feels good to the body. Notice that when you move slightly, the body has a different experience of itself. All here. Now adding sounds, either some soft hissing sounds, moaning, low tones, helping your body to vibrate and listen to itself, almost like a baby would in the crib, where it kind of goes like, oh, you know, wiggling your jaw. Maybe letting a yawn come out. If the body wants to moan, like, whatever's there. Really giving yourself permission to move, to push, to pull, to wiggle your jaw, your neck, inviting the fluid to awaken and receive. Our fluid in our body is conscious. It can communicate. It can carry old thoughts. It can carry beliefs. It can also carry wisdom and light. And really let some sounds out to just release anything that's in that fluid. You can't do it wrong. This is about trusting the body, coming out of the mind, and what's right and what's wrong, and what method are we using. Just exploring, bringing a bit of playfulness in even. Continuing to drop out of the mind and wake up the body. Wake up, body. Hello, body. Welcome, body. Thank you, body. Really tending to any emotional waves that come through, or doubt waves, or just letting them move right through the system, welcoming them, welcoming all parts of yourself here. Fresh, new. Rub your hands together, let your fingers stretch, almost like you have new hands. What are these hands? What are these things? This may not be your normal position for meditation, but just receiving from this position. Seeing if you can really rest your bones down into the ground, trusting that the ground can hold you. And that grace is raining down. Grace is coming up through the ground. Opening ourselves to receive support from the unknown, something outside of our frame of reference, the mind's frame of reference, but something very natural, very true, very dear. Keep encouraging you to make sound. And wiggle your toes. Even if you're feeling like just collapsing there, just kind of slow, tiny movements are perfect. Feel how your body's always moving, even at rest. The breath is rising and falling. We're moving beings. The heart is pumping blood even as we sleep. There can be lots of resistance in the physical. It likes to kind of stay asleep. So we're just supporting it by gently saying hello, letting it speak, letting it move. In many of the lineage that stream through here, all the way down to the ground, all the way into the cell, all the way into matter transformation is the forefront. It's like how deep, how low, how into our humanity, into the very matter, the bone marrow, the heart of hearts, can we receive the truth of our essence. And it's a wordless truth. We can't know it with the known part of our heads. Letting the unknown become known in our being, in our body, as we move here, as we let the fluid in the body return to its nature, release toxins. And as we really lie here as an offering to the highest, a willingness to receive help, a willingness to admit where it hurts. to have transformation come from unknown places. To open to being amazed, to open to being transformed. And all we have to do is show up. We just show up as our blood and bones, just as we are. Our broken hearts, our clenched guts, our open, wild consciousness, our open, wild body, letting it remember. Remember. And we're not pushing, trying to get somewhere. We're receiving. We're opening to the deepest thing we can know in our bodies, in our being. Like our whole body is a receptor. Like the ear listens so easily and effortlessly. It receives sounds without efforting. So can our bodies receive light, receive deep wisdom, receive knowing. Okay, now I ask you to come to a seated position. And stay dropped in and go slow. And just coming into your awareness again of your body. Notice anything different or sparkly or brought up into the space. Notice how that movement supported or changed or opened anything. invite you to open to stillness, to silence. Paying attention to the quietest thing you can find in your body, in your being. Letting all the rest be there, held and taken care of by the silence, not by you. And I invite you to know yourself as this silence. To allow it to come to the foreground. And whatever the words evoke, that's perfect. There's a resounding silence. The body can continue to rest inside of that, to weep inside of that, to long inside of that. And this, the title of the retreat, The Healing Transmission of Being Yourself. You just as you are. You with your whatever is here. And whatever you think you are or don't think you are. All of it, all that's here. When we say, okay, okay, all that's here, we're ourselves. We're not in conflict or resistance to any resistance or conflict that's here. We surrender to the humanity, the conditioning, and we listen in for our truth, for the true nature, the silence, our essence. It's right inside of our humanity, not next to it, not above it, right inside of it. Light in the darkest of places. Light in the things that just won't go away, that nag, that keep pushing. Being willing not to know what's going on, to open to something greater. Really being yourself, really arriving. Even if you're limping, even if you're too big for the whole room, whatever's here. When we're finally ourselves all the way in our humanity, that's when transmission flows. All the lessons we've learned, all the things we hold, all the things we struggle with. It's when the light can shine through your very unique prism. And just really laying off ourselves, what we need to learn, where we need to go, how we need to change, how we need to grow. Letting that be the job of transformation herself, of grace, Just like the heart keeps beating, let us just show up as ourselves. Let's just land here. Let's just admit who we are. Just landing, willing to receive here.